Okay, good evening, everybody, on this beautiful, wonderful evening. I just want to, before we get started, I just want to thank all of you for support this past year. And I also want to be able to wish all of you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, Happy Happy Hanukkah for those who have celebrated it. We did too. And then basically also Happy Kwanzaa. I have to cover it all, so we'll see what happens. And as I mentioned before, I've learned something from all of them. So I love checking them all out. Okay, so thank you. So enjoy and have it. I mean, take care of yourself and keep things simple. Okay, tonight we're going to be doing the last in the series on the holidays, and I'll be doing the holidays and family tonight. So I want to start off by doing a reading from The Language of Letting Go, the daily meditation book for codependency. And I picked the one for Christmas Day. I'm going to read parts of it, not the whole thing. The holidays. Sometimes the holidays are filled with the joy we associate with that time of the year. The season flows, magic is in the air. Sometimes the holidays can be difficult and lonely. Here are some ideas I've learned through personal experience and practice. Help us get through difficult holidays. Find and cherish the love that's available, even if it's not exactly what we want. Is there someone we can give love to and receive love from? Recovering friends? Is there a family who would enjoy sharing their holiday with us? Don't be a martyr. Go. Maybe those who would appreciate our offer to share our day with them. We're not in the minority. We find ourselves experiencing sometimes a less than ideal holiday. How easy but untrue to tell ourselves the rest of the world is experiencing the perfect holiday, and we're the only ones in conflict. We can create our own holiday agenda. Buy yourself a present. Find someone to whom you can give. Unleash your loving, nurturing self and give in to the holiday spirit. God, help me enjoy and cherish this holiday. My situation is less than ideal. Help me take what's good and let go of the rest. I wanted to share that because I really want to kind of work tonight on what I refer to as the faces of family in the holidays. It's interesting when we look at our lives and different aspects of our lives. There are many different types of families that we all belong to. And I often spend time, and one of the things I really experienced, this year, I found something as I was going through some of my stuff, and I found a VCR recording that I was looking for a long time. It's a recording my cousin Frankie gave to me before he died. And it's a recording of me as a little boy when I was 7 years old. So I have to get it put into digital now because it's hard to find, VCRs today. But basically, it's a me walking down the street with my mom and dad, and I never believed I was that short at one time. But the bottom line is, I had this overcoat on, and I had one of those Italian hats on. I looked like a little mafia member down here walking down the street. But it was really neat just to be able to experience going back. And what it did was it brought back a lot of memories to me. And many of us in this room have memories, all different types of memories of the holiday, especially Christmas and different ways in which we celebrate it. Some of them are positive and good. Some of them might not be. And that's okay too. We have to realize the fact that the holidays that we celebrate are only one segment of the year. Living life the entire year is the most important part. So we have to be able to take the spirit of the holidays, and be able to put it into the different family systems that we are connected to. But things change over the years. As basically we realize the fact that many of us, if we do an inventory or go through our history, realize the fact that there are many traditions that were in the past that maybe can't be today. But maybe we have to be able to make new traditions and traditions that work for us where we are on our journey in recovery today. As a kid in my family, coming from an old-fashioned, Italian family back in Camden, back in the 40s and 50s, we had all kinds of traditions. We basically everything was centralized around food and drink and party and being together and everything else. It was nice in a way. But at the same time, I realized everything was centralized. Like we had a vigil on Christmas Eve where you ate 7 different kinds of fish. Whether you liked them or not, you ate them anyway, because otherwise you were told you were supposed to eat them. So what can I tell you? I hope I never have to eat eel again in my whole entire life. I hope and pray. You know, that was the one I could never handle. But I realized today that basically these were traditions. Then my father would cook a 9-course meal for 35 people, and they would eat from 12 noon to 9 o'clock at night. Why do you think I go to an eating disorder recovery program now? I was trained in it. The bottom line is you look back on some of those things and you can remember the little things that maybe connected you back to your history. Like I remember getting ready. I mean, we have 35 people in this little house in Camden. I wanted to see if maybe the house was going to fall down from all those people in it. But the bottom line was I remember we didn't have enough chairs. So we took 2 chairs and a 2x6 and put it across. And we all sat on the 2x6. I never forget that. And yet it was a lot of fun too. We had a good time. And I realized over the course of time, things change. Life changes, different types of change. And even today, we have many elements of the concept of what holidays are supposed to be. We have positive concepts. Many people look at them in good ways. People look at them with different sets of eyes, different ways, different dimensions. We also have negative aspects that happen to us, even some traumatic stuff that may have happened to us in the course of the holidays. The holidays really are not really a time of celebration sometimes. They're a time maybe of bad memories. I remember we had our family Christmas party, and we have a traditionally every year. And the day of the party, one of my cousin's wives was driving to the party, and there was ice on the ground, and the truck swerved and hit into a tree, and she died 15 minutes before the party started. You look at things like that, and those memories are not good. And you realize every time you experience something. So you're going to experience a little bit of each, the negative and the positive, and all different types of families, community families, different places where we live, things that happen over the course of the journey. And sometimes we can experience a lot of different things on a negative level. But also many times we have a tendency in the world we live in today to look at the holidays as this fantasy thing. You have this time of the year especially, you have about 150 Hallmark movies where everybody lives on the perfect street, perfectly decorated. I can't believe how they decorate those houses in about 3 minutes. It's fantastic. But the bottom line is everything is always wonderful and great and fantastic, and they find the person of their dreams and all this kind of stuff. It's called fantasy. It's nice, it's wonderful, but that's not the reality that goes on in all of our lives. Unfortunately, many people have the concept that I've got to have the perfect holiday. I got to do it perfectly. I got to do this perfectly. Then we end up creating all kinds of problems for ourselves. What I really want to talk about today is the fact that we do belong to many different families, not just our blood family, but our extended families. I belong to my wife's family, thank God. There's only 2 members of my family left. So basically, I know her family will never wear out because there's 7 kids in the family and all kinds of grandkids and all kinds of activity, which is really great. So it's kind of a neat situation to be around that and to be welcomed into the family. The same thing when it comes to our recovery families. I am so grateful, and every day I'm on my knees saying I'm grateful for the recovery families I belong to, the ones I'm connected to. I'm even looking forward to Christmas evening to go to my home group meeting, to be around people in recovery, because another piece of my family I want to celebrate with. It's a beautiful piece to be able to have all these different elements that are part of your life and part of your journey, and to realize the importance of having people you are connected to, people that you love, people that you share with. I look around this room and I can see people that are so important to me in the course of my journey in life, how they touch my lives in very many different ways. And to me, that's special. That's beautiful. And that's really how it should be. So we have different types of families. And sometimes, we're also going to experience all different kinds of feelings. We get to the holidays. I often say we have a mosaic of feelings. We have feelings such as sadness. There are many people who have lost people, and the holidays can become a change, a memory. We see now where, we just went through this with my oldest daughter, her my two grandchildren got married, now all of a sudden for the first time in their whole entire married life, they're going to be celebrating Christmas alone, the two of them, because her married daughter's going to her husband's family. The other two are in Taiwan. All of a sudden everything changes. There's sadness involved in it. There are people who have lost loved ones during the past year or even before that. And as a result of that, those memories do come back. They're memories that are normal in family systems. So families are part of life. You've heard the phrase so many times, it takes a family to raise a child. We all belong to a family. And families are important because all growth takes place in a family system. No matter whether it's a recovery family, a blood family, no matter what the family happens to be. It's all part of our growing process. We need a sense of family. Otherwise, we end up with things like isolation, hiding, loneliness. We have a concept of a tremendous amount of stress can happen during the holidays. People get very frantic sometimes. They basically have to have the perfect gifts and all these things and everything else. Where we talked last week about the real biggest gift of all is coming from your spirit, coming from your heart. It's the simple little things that are more important. And yet we go crazy during the holidays. You know, I think we start selling stuff somewhere around the 4th of July. Get ready for Christmas. It's totally amazing. Probably next year we'll probably start around Valentine's Day. But the bottom line is we become all caught up in the materialism of it. And we have to have this and we have to have that. The other night I went to Target just to get a simple gift certificate. When I got there, I said, "Oh my God!" I had to park it out, way out. I had to walk half a mile to get to the store. Place was packed. When I got inside, people were pushing, shoving, couldn't find carts. People, all I want is a little gift certificate. Can I get out of here, please? You know, the lines and people to this effect, and it's just the stress that goes on. It's just unbelievable. And then the double stress comes along after the new year because you get the bill. And we play with the plastic, then the bill comes. And we wonder why very many times the starting point. Our intakes and our people, everything rises during January. It's like stress levels go up all over the place. And it's scary. And yet so many times people put themselves in all kinds of holes because they don't realize it should be little things and simple things and spirit. Because what is the spirit, the energy that's from it? We have a lot of different communities that we belong to. I belong to a community here. Your neighborhood's a community. I happen to be in a 55 and over community, and we have a lot of celebrations, a lot of things going on. I'm also on the custodial committee for the clubhouse, and all of us, all my buddies and we're going out to breakfast, have a little Christmas breakfast on Friday morning. We have all kinds of things we do together. But that's so much more fun just to be around people that you're a part of during the year. We're connected, not just on the holidays, but during the year too. And yet we decorate, we do different kinds of things. We have fun together. I've also learned over and over again the value of different types of community functions and celebrations. But simple stuff, not complicated. But I love it so much because it means we need that sense of family to be connected. We have to learn not to put so much stress on ourselves, not to put ourselves into anxiety. I gotta get that last minute shopping in. I gotta get this done. I gotta get that done. Slow down, relax. We'll go back to the spirit, the energy of what it's really all about. We get caught up in expectations. Not only do we have expectations, people have expectations of us. They expect us to always be there. They expect us to come through. It's just interesting how many phone calls we get, of people, they had the same problem for a whole year now. They want to be seen immediately. They got to get it straightened out before the holidays come, before Christmas comes. What am I, Houdini? I can't straighten it out. It's something that's been around for a long time. And yet I understand the anxiety, stuff to this effect. I want to get this straightened out. I want to straighten that out. We get nuts after a while. It's scary. And all these stresses are connected, different aspects of the holidays, because we think in some ways many of us have to perform. We have to get things done. We got to make sure the Christmas cards go out. We got to make sure of this. We got to make sure of that. And yet, what do we really have to make sure of? We go back to that foundation, the aspect of family and the aspect of being connected to the spirit, to the magic, to the beauty of each and every one of us, and how we belong together with each other, and how we learn from each other. There are many ways sometimes we have to substitute family. I know a lot of people that have lost individuals or by themselves. I thank God every day that many of the AA clubhouses, have big shindigs on the holidays. They have food all day long. You can go to it, you can hang out, you can be there. If you're not an alcoholic, don't worry about it. Stop it anyway. I got plenty of good food. It's not a problem. I ship everybody over there. So it's totally amazing. We can also do things of service to be able to give, use the holiday spirit. There's a lady I know, and I've known her for almost 15 years. She lives by herself. Most of her family is gone. So what she does on the holidays, she goes to the cathedral kitchen in Camden, and she works in the kitchen all day for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, serving food, taking care of families, doing stuff, helping the homeless. She really gives of her time and her thing. And she's told me, she said, I have a family. I have a beautiful family. I'm able to spend so much time and enjoy them. And I can actually cook a meal. I can put things together. I can be part of that family. There are ways in which we can create family, a place to belong, a place to be connected. And she even moved it now, not just to the days of the holidays. She goes there other days to help out. She's found a new home, a family to belong to be connected to. There's so much stuff that we can do to give of ourselves to others, be able to share with others. There's ways in which we can literally be of service to other people. And at the same time, build new families as a connection to it. There's all kinds of ways and directions and things to that effect. It was great. Even simple little things like this morning, I went to physical therapy, and we had, I walked in there and I think they had a smorgasbord of food all over the place. They had all kinds of activities. I thought I was at a Christmas party. It was totally amazing, and everybody, even people that didn't know each other, were hugging each other at the end of the day. It's like another family to belong to. We joke a lot at the physical therapy place here in Williamstown because I live in Holiday City, which is a 55 and over community. And I would say 3/4 of the people that go there are from Holiday City. So I get to meet all my neighbors there. This is kind of neat, So it's a sense of that you belong somewhere, you're connected somewhere. That's the spirit of what connection of family is supposed to be. It's not about expectations. It's not about getting things done. It's not about doing this. It's about being bonded, being together, being around people, just being able to be with people you want to be with, to celebrate things with. It doesn't have to be real complicated. And yet sometimes what do? We overcomplicate everything. We make ourselves crazy. And as a result, then we get caught up in the concepts. We should be celebrating, enjoying, doing little things here and there. That's the fun part of it. So we can substitute and create new families, open up new doors, see different things, get excited. Not just during December, by the way. These are the spirit and things we should work on all year round. So we need people to be part of our journey and part of our life. And we can find them in all different ways, in all different places, and not just thinking we have to go back to where it was years ago and stuff to that effect. And we can go back down memory lane. It's wonderful. Don't get me wrong. I can remember a lot of great holidays, even in the parishes I was in. Some of the big celebrations and being around people and having community there. You know, Billy can remember back when we were kids, the concept of the family we had over in Camden, the stuff we did together. So the holidays weren't about big things. They're about the little things that we connected with back and forth. We see different people are here from our recovery groups that are part of it. We get to see the maestro and different people who are part of our journey. We're family. We're connected together. And I love that concept whenever I go to a meeting and somebody says, "Hi, family." My sponsor did that all the time. He used to say, "Hi, family. I'm glad to be here with one of the most wonderful, fantastic families to ever belong to." It's beautiful because you feel like you're connected. I go to the 400 Club and give a talk and get around people, and it's just like, wow. It's like being around my brothers and my sisters. Uh, People say, "Well, Vince, you're an only child. You don't have any brothers." I got hundreds of brothers and sisters. I got a whole bunch of sisters right here and a bunch of brothers right here. It's fantastic. I got Vicky. I got all these people. They're all part of my family, right? So it's a big part of the journey. That's what it's all about. Becky's here. My God, what can we say? It's a good part about it. I love it. Cheryl and Uncle Walt's always here. It's not a problem, you know. But it's all part of being connected, right, Denise? It's all part of being connected. It's part of our journey. We have TJ and Sherry and Randy and all of us. We're all connected together. Even Gio, with a little goatee, it's fantastic. He's part of the family too. But it's all beautiful. See, we're all different at the same time. We're one. We're connected. That's the beautiful part of it. And including you too, Carol, not a problem. The bottom line is we're all connected together. We got Charlie who every week comes in and the light shines off his head and it keeps us alive. It's kind of beautiful. But I mean, we can laugh, we can enjoy life. At the same time, we can cry, we can feel sad, we can go through all different types of feelings. It's one thing I love so much about this time of the year. We can have all different types of feelings. We can be down, we can be up, we can experience, we can go through all different types of things. But we have to be able to do it with others and be part of others. We have a sense of community. Basically, it's just beautiful to be able to realize that we have different families we belong to. Enjoy them. Be grateful. Another great thing. Have a sense of humility, a sense of gratitude. Gratitude for the things. Gratitude to realize the fact that we've been given so many gifts, especially the gift of life. And be able to realize the fact that not to forget those who have gone before us. I like this time of the year. I was there this afternoon. I walk around the lecture hall, our memorial wall at Starting Point, and just to be able to go back and look at. We were talking today about some of the counselors that used to be here before. One of the ladies I was sitting with was telling me stories and things about, some of the counselors, how they were part of her life and part of her journey, how they connected and helped her so much. Bring back memories of things we did in the past. We had Crazy Teresa, who was part of our family for a long period of time. Beautiful therapist, toughie. And every Christmas, I think she bought out the 5 and under store because she had about 55 gadgets of little guys dancing, doing all kinds of stuff. She used to drive us nuts. We're walking down the hall, all these things would dance and carry on and everything. She loved to have fun. She loved to be open. She loved to play. At the same time, she was the therapist I gave the toughest cases of all to because she was a toughie. She was great. I have stories after stories after stories of different ways and different things. Anne, who came in with all dressed up with lights flashing all over her. That was her outfit for the day. I thought she was a walking Christmas tree. It was totally amazing. But the beautiful part about it is we can enjoy, we can celebrate. I love my Charlie Brown Christmas tree, my little things I'm connected with. It's all part of family. It's all part of being connected, and it's just a beautiful part of it. So what I'm trying to say tonight is that families are part of our journey, and families are going to have sadness in them. They're going to have loss in them. I think back in my family, and like they're all gone. They've all passed on except for two of us. So now basically I realize I got to make sure I stay in touch with the one that's left. And, uh, and that's a hard way to become the patriarch of the family. But the bottom line is, you know, they were part of my journey, part of my love process. One day I'll join them. I know that. Well, we all have that round trip ticket. It's all part of the process. But the beautiful part about it is I'm able to begin to experience it and be part of it. But the memories are so important. I looked at the memorial wall today. I went over we have some old gold plates on the wall, and they go back to 1977, 1978, 1979. I'm looking at my sponsor's plate and thinking about my first sponsor way back in 1976. Beautiful man. I miss him tremendously. But just to think about those days and the things that are connected with it. Memories are so important. If you've lost someone, you still have the memories. They're inside of you. They're part of you. Unfortunately, some people die young. Some people, we lose them quickly. And sometimes it's unfortunate what happens in the world that we live in. But we live in a world that has a combination of joy and sadness. Everything in life has two sides to it. It's all part of it. You have to realize the fact we have to be able to embrace both of them and be part of them. But don't do it alone. Do it in conjunction with others. And realize the fact we never have to be alone. Many times you need to be alone just on your own, that's okay. But loneliness can destroy a person. You can die while you're alive. And that's why it's important not to sit around and get caught up in self-pity or things to that effect, but be able to open that door and let other people in and be part of it. And just a little way to be able to say, I love you, I care about you. You're part of my life, part of my family. And even those people you might have a hard time with, thank God for them. Maybe they'll teach us patience and tolerance and how to handle things and how to deal with different. There's got to be adversity and there's got to be joy. There's got to be celebration. There's got to be a little bit of everything. What we do in life. That's the beautiful part of life. No, I don't want to live in a Hallmark movie. I really don't. Even though I know some of the Godwink Hallmark movies are true stories. The bottom line is I'm experiencing my hallmark. My hallmark is my daily, everyday living. My hallmark are the people I meet in the course of my journey. My hallmark are the sadness and the things I experience. The hurt, the pain, the struggle we have to go through. We all have our story. Your story is the greatest story on the face of the earth. It's yours. It belongs to you. Each one of us is a beautiful, fantastic person. Each one of us is unique and special. And that's why we need each other, because we learn from each other. We grow from each other. You heard me say this 1,000 times. To me, the greatest library is the human library, the human family. And from every individual that I meet who has a story, I can learn from their story, from their experience, from their strength, what they went through. And everybody's a teacher and a pupil every day of their life. We're all interconnected with one another. We're all part of one another. That's the excitement of living. Even learning to say goodbye. Because when you say goodbye, you do say hello. When something you have to say goodbye to comes to an end, a new door opens for something new. It's part of the circle of life, the connection we have to life. It's not easy, I know. Nobody wants to be able to say goodbye. I'd like to stay around here for another 120 years. But you're not going to. I'm not anyway. I mean, 120 years, my God, I'll be talking to you from a wheelchair. It'd be fantastic. You know. That's all right. I told my wife we'll get matching wheelchairs so we can run around in them. That's the fun part about life. All she does is look at me and shake her head. She said, okay, whatever. But the bottom line is I realize over and over again the value of being able to celebrate who you are, but to celebrate it with others. I just think it's wonderful to be able to be around people and be connected with them. Even if you only connect them for short periods of time, that's okay too. But I have the wonderful opportunity of seeing all your wonderful faces, being able to be connected. And today, especially, we have different forms of family. I love the technology. Here goes Loretta's going to hit me with this one. But I love technology. And I've learned that I have more of a connection with my family now than I ever did before. My youngest daughter is in Montana. I'm going to be able to go to Montana on Christmas through Zoom. I can watch them open their presents because times are different than ours. I can watch them do different things. I can talk and spend time with them and they can tell me stories and stuff they do. It's great. I can connect with my daughter in Chicago and her two boys and her one son's married and her family, and just be able to spend time with them. It's wonderful. It's great. No matter where people are, this wonderful thing we're doing now can connect us together. I'm able to do things now and be able to be around my grandkids like I was never around them before. I'm able to experience new things in new directions. Even my grandson was in Taiwan. I'm able to connect with him through WhatsApp. I know what WhatsApp is. I'm really learning all this stuff. And I'm able to realize the fact that I can connect and we can still be together, but in a different way, that's all. So it's still family. We can all be together here. Cheryl's here. It's fantastic. All these different people that are part of our life and part of our journey. That's the excitement of what life really is all about. And that's the thing we have to work on in the course of our journey. And so what I'm trying to bring out tonight is that the holidays are connected to family. Family are part of us. They always will be part of us. And the important thing is to be open and realize the fact that we need each other. We need to be connected. Yes, the world might be insane or crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on, and we can never understand why. It's because people just have a hard time in building a sense of family and being connected to one another. But we have to learn. We learn from diversity. We learn from different ways, different cultures, different concepts. It's all teachable stuff. It's fantastic. It's the journey of life. And so take a look at your own self. Do your own memory trail to your connection to family. Each one of us has a story. But at the same time, try to remember the importance of being able during this season to celebrate it with people that you love, to celebrate sometimes with people who just need some help, to be able to be whichever you can be. But don't be off by yourself and alone. It's too sad. We need each other. We need people in life. And so we come in gratitude tonight for the gift of holiday, for the gift of family, for the gift of our togetherness, just to be able to celebrate. And so with that in mind, I want to share a prayer tonight, a prayer of gratitude for all the things of this past year, and be able to be open to whatever the higher power has in store for us in the year to come. And so once again, I wish all of you, a blessed, peaceful Christmas, New Year's, Kwanzaa, whatever way you celebrate it. It's not important. What's important is that we take things we learn. We learn from all the different areas of life to be open to that. So let us pray. God, the God of understanding, our divine presence, we come here in a spirit of gratitude, a spirit of love. Look back on the past year and we say thank you. Thank you for all the lessons, the teachers, the experiences of things we've gone through in life. Help us to be able to work through even those things that hurt, even the struggle and the pain we have to go through sometimes. Teach us to realize that somehow, some way, with your help, with your guidance, and with your strength, we'll be able to look on all of the experiences through the eyes of gratitude, through the eyes of humility and learning, through the eyes of acceptance and love. Teach us to be able to have that kind of an attitude as we go into the new year. We're open to whatever you have in store for us this year. Please give us the strength to be able to handle it, to work with it, but above all, help us to live everything we do in life with a spirit and attitude of gratitude. And so we come here tonight and we say thank you. Thank you for what was. Thank you for whatever is today. And we also say thank you for what will be. But we know that you will be there and be our guide and our strength. And no matter what happens in the world in which we live, each one of us has to walk our journey and walk where we are and be able just to reach out and touch others and be part of our journey in our space on this earth. So we pray and we ask for your guidance, for your direction, as we celebrate and honor the celebrations of this season. We thank you. And above all, teach us to always have faith and trust in all the things you try to teach us, all the things that we do. So we pray on this day and every day. We pray this in your name. We ask this with your guidance and direction. Amen.